Why hello there, fellow base builders. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Brutal Vulcan. Episode 30. 1 part Oxidizer and 1 part Atmosphere. I do, however, because I totally forgot about the soybean requirement, need to... No, the nitrogen oxide filter is fine. Nitrogen oxide filter is not going to filter the nitrogen out. That's not an issue. The two are treated as totally separate entities. Okay. So, the nitrogen is like essentially sipped in the room. Yeah, it's non-issue. So, soybeans are growing. So the thing about soybeans is soybeans take nitrogen moles per hour to grow, but only exhale oxygen. They take the same amount of water. They have roughly the same ideal grow and timing as everything else. Sapo, wow, thank you for the big cheer. Holy hell. So, yes, and then wheat is carbon dioxide, oxygen. It's basically the same as potatoes, more or less. So what I need to do, the nitrogen in the farm is fine, but what I need to do is build a gas capture arc furnace, because I don't have a way to produce nitrogen. Now, one of the weird benefits of this project is I could hypothetically take some of that nitrogen and supercool it into liquid nitrogen to make the cryotube work again. But that's out of scope of the current project. Where do we get nitrogen in Vulcan? So I'll show you. Nitrogen, the gas, is outgassed by cobalt, gold, lead, silver, copper, nickel, silicon. So if we process these metals in an arc furnace, it exhausts nitrogen. The main one, I would say, is silicon, 1 mole per. That's because, you know, we don't... Well, actually, we do process some gold. And what this means, likely, is we're going to want to... Anytime we have gold, lead, silver, copper, nickel, or silicon, or cobalt, for that matter. Cobalt's a big one. Cobalt makes a lot of nitrogen. We're going to want to filter it through a arc furnace before even using it. So it's a little annoying, but like it will capture gases that are useful. Now, the real struggle here is the first part of the setup is to capture all of the output gases from the arc furnace and then just like put them into a big tank, because this project is a little bit more complicated than it initially appears, because we don't have them right now. Our atmospheric filters filter gas from Vulcan. They don't filter gas from other sources. We're not going to want to mix the two, because I don't want my arc furnace outgas to become Vulcan temperature. That would suck. So if we look at the other gases, carbon dioxide comes from other ores. So essentially, probably a pretty good thing to do in the future is to process all of the ores through arc furnaces. It's annoying, but it produces really good amounts of gas. Same with oxygen. If we look up oxygen, this is going to be gold and what a minute. Oxygen is definitely produced in silver. Why isn't it not? That's so weird. Is it just wrong? Silver is nitrogen. No, but the thing is it because it produces nitrous oxide? Because when I put, it must be because of nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide is producing the heat in the furnace. Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, alright, so let's start making an arc gas capture furnace. You know what? I want to put it here. I'm going to use this room. Let's move the master pipes. This is like already a perfect room for it. So why reinvent the wheel? Whoa, that would be bad. I don't want to break that frame down. Okay, I think we're going to want like an airlock here instead of what it is. Because I want to be able to go into the room, but like through an airlock, not the way it is now. So we're going to have to change it a little bit, but like it'll get there. So if it's an airlock, we're going to want active vents. And then we're going to want orange. I don't have a master orange color, but orange is the default, so we'll just print up one insulated pipe for the orange. So, need to move my silicon and my steel. Because orange is just like gas mix. And yes, I'm going to need frames. Ooh, you know what? What's on the other side of this? Is that my weather station? No, I think my weather station's here. I have to figure out what's on the other side of this. Hopefully it's like usable space. I will find that out right now. Before I continue planning putting it there. Before that, I gotta put my stuff away. It's just gonna decay in my pockets. That's stupid. It's gonna suck having to bring those ores in all the time. There's a fix for that. Because I can use chutes. So, I won't have to do that. That might be where the windmill is, but it's not a big deal. Because this whole system is going to be set up with chutes in mind. So, I'll have a active chute system send the stuff. So it can have multiple inputs through the chutes. So don't you worry. I want passive vents, but I'll insulate them. But I have two kit insulations here, so that works out. Oops, that's the opposite of what I meant to do. Okay, so these are white passive vents, not yellow, but like, whatever. Actually, they should be orange, if anything. I'll spray paint them outside, so I don't pollute the base. Alright, on the other side of this is nothing. I mean, it's like sort of the windmill, but like I could easily build here. It's not a problem. Good. Not a problem. So it's already solved. Okay, let's put frames down. And what I'm going to do is when you process ores through the arc furnace, why I'm using the arc furnace is the arc furnace won't combust anything, so it won't heat any of the gases up. So basically the way it works is there's a certain amount of, like, when you stick an ore in a furnace, in the regular furnace, the gases that are inside the ores will fill the furnace up with that gas. And the problem with using regular furnaces is to produce heat in the regular furnace. I mean, hypothetically, I could have like a hot carbon dioxide or something that we feed to a regular furnace, but it just overcomplicates it. So the way the arc furnace works is it uses electricity. It's slower than a regular furnace, but all of the gases then just fill the room. So if I have an activent sucking air out of the room, all of the gases that the ores outgas then just get put into the active vent at 0 Celsius. Whereas in a regular furnace, I have to then heat up the ores to process them, and then the gases of those ores can interact in the furnace. So if the furnace has volatiles in it from like atmospheric Vulcan, those volatiles will then combust with oxygen outgassed through the processing of gold, and that will cause combustion, and then like it will superheat the gases, and then I don't even have oxygen anymore. So I don't want to use a regular furnace because it just overcomplicates it. It's possible to do, I'm not saying it isn't, but it will heat those gases up anyway, because regular furnaces use heat and arc furnaces use electricity. And arc furnaces are magical in that they use electricity, but then they don't heat up the ores. They just like separate them or something. You can think of them as like an ore separator, not a ore smelter, if that helps your brain. So I'm gonna what do I even need for this? So I'm gonna have 2 steel no, 1 steel frame, because we already have this frame, which will be displaced. Yeah, so I only really need the frame underneath. That's it. So let's get 2 sheets. And weld those solid. And what do I need to finish this? Plastic. And then glass. Okay. So why I want an airlock into it is for me to troubleshoot any of the problems that I might run into in setting this up. An airlock allows me to like enter the vacuum room. Because hypothetically, once it's running, the room inside of the arc furnace is going to be a vacuum, because anytime there's gas, we're going to want to suck the gas out so that we can, you know, use it. I'm not going to bother recycling the frames or anything like that. I don't care. They're not valuable enough for me to care about. All I want is a room to be able to put the arc furnace in, and then chute feed it. So I'm going to surround this thing with walls. 1, 2, 3, 4 walls. So 3 sides in the roof. And then, you know, then depressurize the whole thing. Yeah, so let's get the 4 walls. And I'm going to use flat walls. Because they're cheaper. I have 3 flat walls here, so just print the 4th. And then once the 4 walls are done, I can remove that frame. And I don't care that it fills with base air, because I'll just activate this Activent and shove it all back out once it's ready to be set up. And what's important is I want the room to be as small as possible on the other side. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Because if it's large, it will just take longer for the Activent to suck the outgas from the arc furnace. And having it be an airlock already puts it as a 2x1 room, which is like larger than, you know, I want it as small as possible. Otherwise. And 2x1 is like big enough. There we go. So now I have a spot for the airlock door, which will be here, and then the arc furnace, which will be in there, plus shooting. Chutes to be able to do chute fed. So let's get the door made. That's auto lathe, I think. Come on. Don't have the data. Why isn't it turning around? Damn you. That's annoying. Is that because I have a pipe in the way? Well, okay, it worked if I'm standing in here. I don't know what the difference is, but sure. So 1 plastic, 1 glass. Yeah, the reason it was annoying to build from the other side is I have to, like, smush myself into the wall to do it. But, it worked. The reason I print 2 plastics is, I eject a lot of... I remove my ingots often, and, oh crap. I didn't mean to print 2 of those. But, it rounds down, so... I mean, I agree with it rounding down, because you could print 1, eject, print 1, eject, print 1, eject, and just have a forever loop for things that cost less than 1 gram. Which would be cheese as hell. So, like, I'm all for it rounding down. It makes sense, because it's an exploit if it doesn't, but... That's why I always print 2 of anything that I only need 1 of when it costs less than 5 grams. Or less than 1 gram. Okay. For this, we're going to need the airlock console and the sensor. So that's next to print. And I should check up on the soybeans. I don't know what I would do if I ran out. Like, I would just have to buy the seeds again if I ran out of nitrogen. Which, you know, it could happen. So it's gas sensor. Console. We're going to want the advanced airlock. And print up some cables. Wow, I'm low on copper again. Always low on copper. So, arc external. Arc internal. Or interior. Okay. Everything that needs labeling has got it. I love these heads up. I could be like, ooh, gas pressure is low on the farm. So I did just say I wanted to check up on the soybeans, but apparently I need to check up on the everything. Oh, what tool am I missing? Oh, none. So at some point I might want like a nitrogen, but obviously I only have 3 soybeans. They're growing pretty well. So let's just repressurize the room a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to want a display for nitrogen, 100%. And I'm going to want to keep it to a certain percentage too. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, I fully acknowledge that. Just let me make the nitrogen first, because that's, like, more time critical, because, like, I can measure it all I want. I'm not generating it right now, so that, like, that's super bad. Alright, let's get some water in, me. Yeah, I totally forgot that soybeans need nitrogen. It slipped my mind, and I was not ready to plant them. But that's why I'm in a foot race to provide the nitrogen so they don't die. It wouldn't be too super problematic for me to buy them again. I have the money on the credit card, and they came on like a tier 1 vendor, so it wouldn't be hard to find again. I'm just trying to avoid that scenario if I can. Mostly because I'm tired of potatoes. I've lived 57 days on potatoes alone. It'd be nice to have some bread. And, you know, maybe one day, cake. Or, well, okay, probably not cake, because I don't want to have to deal with the headache of chickens. But maybe something else eventually, too. Like tomato soup, or, I don't know, something like that. Cornbread. Actually, that's not a thing, but whatever. Okie dokie. There's also, like, room on the walls for some logic for the arc, if I want. You know, there's a lot of open walls for this system that I could use. But there we go. At the moment, it's all just, like, base, so it doesn't really matter how it's set up. In fact, if I really wanted to, what I would want to do is, vacuum this out, and then hook up the airlock. But probably don't want to do that until I've got the arc set up, because otherwise I have to cycle this airlock while I'm like setting up the chutes and all that. So, yeah, I'm going to leave the console unset up. So the arc furnace is going to go in here, and I'm going to have chutes, inlets that allow me to stick ore into the arc furnace from within the base and from outside too. So I'll be able to do that in both spots. In fact, I could even have the inlet in my airlock. So there's just one inlet, and no matter where I am, I can throw the ores into the arc furnace from there. I think that makes sense. So let's go get the arc furnace and install it where it's going to live. So you're finally moving. You've been here for a long time. It's funny, I set up a storm system and I have, like, no storms. Is there someone new to contact? Oh, 5x5? Cosmic clouds, let's do it. I think I'm gonna have the arc furnace set up like this. Maybe in the middle of the room. It's gonna be a little annoying to work around it, but I'll make do. Okay, chutes. So the first one I'm going to do is a powered chute. Iron Electrum Constantin. I know I haven't made any chutes, but the reason I'm doing a powered chute is they're more foolproof than the unpowered chute. The unpowered chute doesn't have like a activate thing, so you could accidentally put things in it that you didn't intend to. This will make more sense when I have it built. So this is what the power chute looks like. We have, I'm going to be doing an import bin. And what I was thinking of doing is having an import bin, like somewhere in this airlock. So that I can put my ore in here and have it go into the arc furnace. It's maybe on the floor would be more better. But I'll show you the entire import bin so you can... Oh, that's not an import bin. The entire import bin so you can see it. It's upside down. But basically, it's powered on. You can put ore in there and then hit the chute. And it will send it through the system. And if you put something in that you don't intend to have smelted in your arc furnace, there's a failsafe because you have to pull a lever. So it doesn't have the advantage of being automatic, but it has the advantage of being a little foolproof as a result of its having a lever. I'm out of water. 300 moles. Yeah, let's mix. Whoa, wow, my oxygen disappeared quick. The reason I don't want it on the ceiling is it's more, I don't know. For me, it's like more annoying to look up than down. That was at least my thinking. So having a bin down there just feels easier than having to look up at the ceiling. I don't know. It makes more sense to me. Plus, I'm like not fighting gravity. So in this case, I can just like drop it. Well, okay. It would help if it would import. But what the hell's even going on? Is this an import bin? Is it because if it's a frame? That's actually... oh, is it upside down? Yeah, it's upside down. That explains everything. I was like, why is it not going in? Because it built it wrong. Yeah. I like it. It's going to be a little weird because I have to, like, tinker with the walls to build the chutes, but, you know, so be it. And the rest of these chutes can just be basic chutes. And the way the basic chutes are is just, it's like plumbing. So, for this, I'm going to need 1, 2... if that's a frame, 2 walls? And I'm going to do iron walls. Because I have some free iron that I can just use. This is an output bin. Oh god. No, no, it's a chute input. No, too many, too many. Oh my god, what did I do? Alright, I know I'm nearly out of time, but I'm going to start the chute system. At least. These are temporary just so that I can build the thing. Is the thing underneath solid? I don't know, but it doesn't appear to be. Yeah, that was an older message, got it. So, I'm assuming that's an iron frame? Alright, let's make sure. Because I would be venting my base if not. Or does it even have a frame? It might not even have a frame. I'm not seeing a frame down there. Nope. Glad I checked. Well, problem solved. Wouldn't a chute on the roof be easier? I mean, it would, but I don't want it there. As I've stated multiple times already. I don't want to have to look up every time. Being able to drop... I want gravity on my side. Being able to drop ores into that thing is going to be easier. I think. I might even... Yeah. I like it there. Okay. This is removable now. Because I've made it solid. So then this chute just has to run to the import of that. But obviously I have to put the wall back eventually because the airlock won't work without it. In order to expose the chute system for maintenance, I'm going to do a kit wall. A kit flat wall. Instead of a frame. So I'm going to build a kit flat wall. Oh, God, is this a kit wall? Fine. I'll build a... No, I don't want a kit wall. Here, I'll build and just put that on the ceiling. Because I really don't care. Yeah, there's still a frame down there. I know. I have to it'll grind that out. Alright, so kit flat wall. Like there. And then I'll put one here too. Because I want it exposed so I can maintain it if it screws up. So I don't want to bury it in a frame. Do I have steel sheets? Iron, plastic, no. And I'm not going to fully build this until the chutes are done. But there we go. That's a valid wall for the airlock, and then we'll have we'll finish that. So let's build the rest of the chutes. And I'll hook up the input and then like that and hydrate, and that will be what I do today. Now there are the potential for windows for this, but I'm not going to bother with the windows. They make it a little bit more expensive. I don't need to be staring at the things going through the chutes because they move like nearly instantly. And then the rest of this will have to be finished in the same way I did before. But essentially... Ooh. You know what I just realized? I'm actually gonna have this go up so I don't cover the cables. And then in this one spot I'll have a chute window. So we'll have to remove this frame for the same reason, so we'll do one more flat wall. It's gonna be a little weird because this flat wall will be backwards, but I'll build the flat wall on this side and then have to build the flat wall on the other side and remove the inside flat wall. So I'll get one more flat wall for that. And that's 3 sheets. Okay. So now I can remove 1 and 2 from the other side. I'm just saying it out loud so I don't remove the wrong things. Do I need to seal the airlock? Nope. Now... Oh, right! My base was slightly oxygenated, wasn't it? Yep. And as a result, that oxygen combusted with the volatile gas of the atmosphere, creating kabooms. Scary, scary kabooms. Oh, yes. Fun times.
Hydration critical.
That blew up my weather station. Yipsy. Well, things not to do. I don't think anything else got damaged. Yeah, that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't trying to oxygenate the base, but oh well. It's my fault. I should have sealed it first, but you know, what's done is done. So I can also remove this one. There shouldn't be a kaboom because this was vacuum, technically speaking. Alright. That frame. And then I wanted a flat wall on the other side, like this. And I can continue the chutes. So, there we go. I need a few more chutes to build this. And yeah, I have like logic that's like floating. I can put walls there. Superficial walls for it. It's not a problem. In fact, I'll just do that with the kit iron walls that I've got here. No, that'd be ugly. I'm gonna do it with flat walls. Or maybe the kit window, actually. Now I think about it. Have it on like invisible windows. That could actually look not unpleasant. So we'll have a window here. Oh, some of my other Storm IC logic got blown up too. Crap. But yeah, 2 windows. Oh, Jesus. Blew that up as well. Yoinks. Bye-bye, battery. Goodness. Well, that causes a bit of a blackout, doesn't it? How did this airlock cycle? What? That, how'd you do that? I don't even know. Frickin' magic. Area power controller. Because I had the precognition of a potential explosion. Oh, solder and iron. I have a transformer protecting me from blats. So I can just hook a wire in there as a temporary stopgap measure. But yeah, that explosion caused a little bit more problems than I thought. Plus, my hydration is 0. Fine. Oh my god. Oh, right. Hold on. Every emergency all at once. Alright, that problem has been solved. Goodness. The water issue that we have right now is not an issue because I made a batch of water. I just need to flush it into the system. So we'll do that now. We've got 4.7 liters of water. So, at least... Oh, we have a storm... Oh, no, that's just broken. Alright, so the other issues... I'm gonna have to go a little over time now. We have got no battery there. I don't even have the copper for it, so that's moot. So let's put in this battery as a stopgap. My power LED blew up. How did it blow up through a wall? Like, seriously. So I'm gonna go get some copper, because everything...
Waste tank caution.
Oh my god! Okay. I'll replace the waste tank and ox tank. Seriously. What isn't going wrong right now? Holy hell. Alright, iron frame, iron sheets, iron walls. Waste tank. Ox tank. The batteries are fine. Weather station needs copper. So yeah, everything ultimately needs copper. Oh, it's a freaking ash storm outside. Ah! Okay, freaking, I don't know, man. Like, yeah. Problems, I guess. What can I do? Vulcan is telling me to go to bed. I can't have a storm. I have 19 seconds left. I guess I had a storm countdown timer when I had the explosion. So, yeah, it was working, and it was warning me that there was a storm incoming, and then I blew everything up, and yeah, that's funny. At least I have water. I suppose I could check up on the soybeans, although I don't suspect there are going to be issues in here. Yeah, I still have a little bit of nitrogen. I mean, it's not a lot, but I still have a little bit of nitrogen for this. And all that really matters is that I get one fruiting seed. So that I can, if I run out of nitrogen, I don't, like, lose the soybeans. But there's water, it's temperate, it's pressurized, it's fine. There is a grow light problem. So I'm going to manually turn on the grow lights for the moment, because I think some of my grow light logic got blown up. Because this grow light compare, I'm assuming it's input 2 is broken. So I'll just turn it off for now. So this was the reader is greater than memory that no longer exists. Actually, I could fix that, because memory doesn't cost a lot of copper. So the grow light logic compare was the daylight sensor, the reader versus memory. Actually, you know what that means? My solar logic isn't tracking. My solar logic memory got broken as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate it out. I'm going to have my grow light logic memory be separate from the solar memory. But this was 90. Right? Because of solar angle, yeah, it was 90. Yep. Okay. So set the value to 90. At least this is one thing I can fix. But yeah, explosion's bad. Explosion's real bad. And now this just needs grow light. Oops. Yeah, grow light logic memory. And if the reader is greater than the memory, so if 94 is greater than 90, lights are on. So, grow light logic at least got fixed. And I just need to fix solar logic, storm logic, and whatever the hell else got broken out there. I wouldn't know about because I need to assess the damage. So, current priority right now is assess, explode damage, and fix logic. And then I'll get back to doing the arc furnace chute stuff. But, so that I don't go massively over time, this is where I'm going to leave off, having blown up part of my base. Woohoo! Thank you for tuning in to Stationeer's Brutal Vulcan, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Vulcan survivors.